The assembled diplomats of the Galactic Conclave chuckled politely as Ambassador Reed concluded his presentation. The humans stood alone at the center of the vast chamber, surrounded by the amused faces of 17 alien species. Even the stoic Valari were fluttering their gill membranes in their equivalent of laughter. "Thank you, Ambassador," said High Counselor Torm, his translucent skin rippling with barely contained mirth. "Your tales of human endurance are entertaining. But surely you understand why we classify your proposals as fiction rather than viable military strategy." Reed maintained a neutral expression. This was the third time in as many months that the Conclave had dismissed Earth's warnings about the Voidborn threat. The massive predatory species had already consumed 3 outlying systems, yet the Conclave treated them as a minor border skirmish rather than an existential danger. "Counselor, what part specifically do you find implausible?" Reed asked. The 8-limbed Dravak representative, General Plex, rose from his cushioned perch. "Where to begin? Your claim that humans can function after losing significant blood volume. The preposterous notion that your species can survive with partial organ function. The absurd suggestion that humans can adapt to hostile environments within a single generation." He gestured dismissively with 3 limbs simultaneously. "Clearly these are tall tales from your death world, as you call it." The chamber hummed with agreement. It was well known throughout the galaxy that Earth was an anomaly, a planet so hostile that most spacefaring species could barely survive its surface without environmental suits. Humans were curiosities, their claims of evolutionary toughness treated as charming exaggerations. "And your proposed tactic of sustained guerrilla resistance?" added Ambassador Lev of the crystalline Morvani. "No sentient species could endure such continuous physical strain." Reed nodded slowly. "I understand your skepticism. Perhaps a demonstration would be more convincing than words." 6 standard months later, the demonstration came in the most unwelcome form possible. The Voidborn Armada, having devoured the resources of the Epsilon sector, turned toward the heart of Conclave space. Their massive bioships, each resembling a nightmare fusion of insect and machine, darkened the skies of Proxima Centauri, the Conclave's prized resort world. The Conclave's response was immediate but ineffective. Their elegant warships, designed for ceremonial displays and minor policing actions, crumbled before the Voidborn assault. Within weeks, 3 core worlds fell. In desperation, the High Council convened an emergency session and contacted Earth. "The situation is dire," Counselor Torm admitted, his skin now pallid with stress. "The Voidborn have adapted to every conventional tactic we've deployed." Reed, now promoted to Defense Coordinator, nodded grimly. "We warned you this would happen. The Voidborn don't fight like you do. They don't respect boundaries or treaties. They consume. Like your predators on Earth," murmured General Plex, understanding dawning in his compound eyes. "Exactly," Reed confirmed. "And now you need predators to fight predators." What followed was unprecedented in galactic history. Earth deployed not a grand fleet but specialized strike teams, human soldiers augmented with minimal tech, trained in Earth's harshest environments. They called themselves the Deathworlders. The Conclave representatives watched in disbelief as humans demonstrated capabilities they had dismissed as myths. Commander Jack led a team that survived 3 weeks behind enemy lines with minimal supplies, sabotaging Voidborn hive nodes. Lieutenant Tom continued fighting after losing an arm, using a field cauterization technique that made even hardened Dravak warriors look away in horror. Most shocking was the human ability to adapt. Within months, they had developed resistance to Voidborn toxic spores that had decimated 3 alien species. Their medics created antidotes from the very poison that was killing Conclave troops. "It's not magic," explained Dr. Anna, chief of the Human Medical Corps, to a stunned group of alien scientists. "It's adaptation. Our bodies evolved on a planet that was constantly trying to kill us. We're built to survive." The turning point came at the Battle of Rigel. The Conclave fleet, now operating under human tactical guidance, deliberately lured the Voidborn into the system's asteroid belt. What followed was chaos by design, a fighting style that bewildered the ordered minds of both the Conclave strategists and the hive-minded Voidborn. Human pilots weaved through debris fields that other species' navigation systems deemed unsurvivable. They used the radiation burst from Rigel's unstable sun, harmful radiation that humans had evolved to repair damage from, to mask their signatures. When their ships took critical damage, they didn't retreat, but rammed them into the enemy's vital points. By the battle's end, the Voidborn advance had been halted, and a new respect permeated the conclave chambers. "We treated your warnings as fables," Counselor Torm admitted to Reed in the victory celebration. "The stories of human endurance, your Deathworld tales, we thought them exaggerations." Reed smiled thinly. "Sometimes reality is stranger than fiction, Counselor." The Conclave formally recognized Earth not just as a member world, but as the headquarters for the new Galactic Defense Force. The diplomatic chamber where humans had once been mocked now featured a central monument, a simple Earth globe, inscribed with the words that had become the unofficial motto of human forces throughout the conflict: "Deathworlders don't die easily." As Reed stood before the newly expanded conclave a year after the Voidborn's defeat, he looked at the assembled representatives with quiet pride. No one was laughing now. The species that had once been treated as primitive curiosities from a hostile backwater planet were now recognized as the galaxy's shield against the darkness. "The universe is not kind," Reed told the silent chamber. "It doesn't care about diplomacy or politeness or comfort. Earth taught us that lesson eons ago. Now we're teaching it to the stars." And across the galaxy, would-be conquerors heard the new warning spreading among spacefaring species: "Beware the Deathworlders. Their fables aren't stories, they're promises.